Wow, that went weird. So, I've been tinkering with my Practical Female Armor compilation mod. And I figured I'd just give a little update, because now I've compiled a bunch of separate mods all into one. And I've built in a system where you can actually get the alternate versions of them, so you actually have options. And of course, all the male armors are still the same. They haven't been changed. So what I want to do at one point, once I've finished getting this the way I want, is I want to add in skimpy options for both male and female, so you can actually have different types of armor. The skimpy versions obviously will have less armor rating, but the idea being that male or female, you can have with one mod your skimpy armors, your practical armors. Practicals are by default. Skimpy is something you'd have to craft separately. And I know there are mods out there for skimpy male versions of armor and skimpy, of course, females always, but let us start off. Here is the default Ancient Nord armor female version. As you can see, just for testing purposes, I have put a subtitle onto the ones that use alternate textures and alternate meshes. This is the first alternate mesh, and as you can see, it actually is a full armor. Right now, you would have to console them in. I haven't built crafting recipes where you can convert between these, or to distribute them through the leveled lists. But they do exist in the game, and they have their AA files and everything. So here's one of the alternates. First, alternate. And I have a third alternate, though I'm getting some weird texture stuff, so I haven't had a chance to debug that just yet. But we've got this, which you can see is a little bit different design, but the textures aren't quite working. So I have to load it with new textures, because currently I haven't loaded the proper textures onto this. But you can see that gives you 3 different variants. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. So here is the default boot. Toggle free camera. And here's the alternate boot. To be honest, there really isn't any difference in the boots, so I'll probably end up deleting this boot because I am not seeing any differences. Go back. You gotta love taking all items out of the entire game and just have this massive list. Oh boy. Alright. Dragon scale. This is the default. This is the alternate. Default. Alternate. Ebonyama. This is the default. This is one alternate. And here's another alternate. Here's the Elven Light Armor. Default. First alternate. Second alternate. Not much of a change, is there? And let's see here. Glass armor. Here's the default. Alternate 1. Alternate 2. Imperial Heavy Armor. Default. Alternate 1. Alternate 2. Orcish armor, default. Alternate. Steel plate armor. Default. Alternate. Stormcloak officer armor. Default. Alternate. The Vampire robes. Default. Alternate. I think I may have linked to the wrong one because this should be the Vampire Royal armor. There it is. Yeah, that's the proper setup. Vampire Royal armor. And that is its alternate. A couple of glitches in my good. Anyway, last one is the wolf armor. Default. Alternate. These are all mesh changes, so any texture replacers will, of course, work, at least for the defaults. Obviously, for the ones that are alternates, the textures might be a little bit different to link to, but that's about it, folks. Because I know that the Practical Female Armor mod is pretty popular. And I eventually will upload it to the Nexus. If you do want to beta test it, though, you can toss me a, contact me via my various forms of contact that are linked at the top of my page on my BoobTube. And I will send you the work in progress file. Well, that's it, folks.